am very honored to be here today to introduce you or talk to you a little bit more about point of reference. So much more, as some have said, than a reference tool and platform. I joined this organization because we really are an advocacy platform. And if you take away anything today, it is that. To be intrigued, we could talk for an hour about all of the features and functionality, from the Salesforce nativity to nominations to reference management to the analytics, the data, the reporting, all of the things that are capable within our solution Reference Edge. But I actually would like to introduce my special date for the day, if I may. I hope that Jeannie is here with me.
Here I am.
There
Good to see
she
you, Alison.
is.
Great to see you.
Thank you. So good to see you too. And Jeannie Nitschke, or Talbot, as many of you know her, from Motive. Jeannie is just a class act. She is so experienced in this space, so it only made sense to have her join us. And what I love about Jeannie is that she is strategic and tactical, and she is truly a storyteller at heart, and she is all about the relationships. So absolutely needed to have her on to walk us through and talk about her experience. And before we get started, I would like to just, Jeannie, say happy anniversary to you. This is, we are celebrating 20 years, and I sent you a little something in your inbox for you to take a look at if you haven't seen it already. But so Jeannie, we went 20 years. We're like an old married couple. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. Hi, Alison. Great to see you. Yes, believe it or not, I started working with Point of Reference in 2004, and that's not a typo. 20 years is a really long time. So I've deployed Reference Edge now 3 times. This is my hat trick at Motive. So, having a Salesforce native platform for the organizations that I've been part of is a requirement. It is not optional. And so that has been the foundation of the platforms that I've brought to fruition at 3 different companies.
And we've stayed together, and there's a reason for that. And the foundation, we have those here. Yes, that Salesforce nativity, but also talking about growing sales and accelerating that sales cycle, measuring and proving value, and then also being able to enable and empower. And we want to hear from you, Jeannie. You've done so many creative things, and I want to showcase you as well on here as we talk about this. But do you mind if I share 10 seconds of some of your Motive colleagues?
That sounds great. Your users are critically important. And so I've gotten all of mine involved in the process. Here's a few of them.
Hey, Jeannie, I need an enterprise reference in the construction industry. What do you have?
And Jeannie, how have we been able to get granular using Reference Edge to help fulfill those types of requests?
So I think it's really important to have a platform that gives you the flexibility to filter and find the references that your team needs based on what's important to them. So that flexibility for our sales team to find exactly what they need right from an opportunity in Salesforce has been really a game changer.
And what has been the also just being able to ditch the spreadsheets, get away from that messy, data, and have it all in one centralized location?
Sure. So this is the 3rd time I've been standing up a reference program, a customer marketing program from the ground up. If you're running your program in a spreadsheet, that's not going to allow you to scale. So every single organization that I've been part of, the goal has been to be able to do it at scale. And a spreadsheet is not going to allow you to do that.
Absolutely. Let's hear from Mike.
Hey, Jeannie, we're pretty tapped out on Ask with Aramark right now. Don't you have any other references?
So that's Mike Williams. He is our top sales guy at Motive. And boy, does he have some of our biggest accounts. And it's kind of a joke, right? Don't you have any other references? But yes, the answer is we're not going to burn out his references, his best customers. And that's how Point of Reference, Reference Edge helps us know what the engagement and activity is with them so that we won't burn out his best customers.
And with Reference Edge, you're able to set those limits so that you know when you're approaching limits with a particular reference or a particular advocate, whether it's reference or other advocate activities as well.
Exactly.
And Jeannie, you're so creative. So pro tip for those set aside, what Jeannie's done here by building these relationships with internal stakeholders, how has Reference Edge really been able to do that to improve user adoption?
So I think the key is making sure that your sales team is bought in, from your CEO all the way down to your sales team and your customer success organization, and they're able to have control as well, right in the at the account profile level, to turn on and turn off reference visibility at any point. So I think building trust with those internal stakeholders, customer success, and your AEs is really critical. And Point of Reference really allows you to do that.
And one more common challenge here.
Hey, Jeannie, where are all the case studies? I can't seem to find them.
So that's Matt Wood. He just closed an $8 million deal with FedEx. So, how do you get one of the top sales reps to engage in Reference Edge? Well, you deliver quickly. And so from Reference Edge, our fastest reference delivery was 16 minutes. And that wasn't for the FedEx deal, I might add. But nonetheless, so building that trust and credibility across the organization has been really important. And when you're able to build that content into the system as well, to offer that up at the right point in the sales cycle, it's really powerful.
Yes, and that's available whether you're using another content management system or even putting it within access to links, and sales can instantly send multiple content assets, I might add, from Salesforce without having to go to another location. So let's talk about value and measurement and metrics and all of that good stuff, Jeannie. And I'd like to actually start with nominations, because you are no stranger to building these programs. Let's talk about Reference Edge and how you built that base.
Sure. So we started for the third time. This time I separated out the launch of the program and started with nominations. We ran a campaign over 32 days and drove 370 customer reference nominations through our AEs and CSMs. So that built a base immediately, which we then could activate through Reference Edge in phase 2. And so what we found is we built trust and credibility with our CSMs and AEs right out of the gate, so that when they engaged in Reference Edge with an opportunity, they had references ready to go versus having them come into a tool where there nothing existed. And you can see from some of the comments here that we're able to turn those references really quickly. So we gained our own advocates within our own sales organization really, really quickly.
And of course, the dollars. You're able to very easily tie everything to an opportunity, and these are some pretty impressive statistics.
Thanks. We're really proud of how far we've come in a short amount of time, but just in a few months, 2.4 million closed in revenue and a massive pipeline.
Yes, it's incredible. And also just on the horizon, Jeannie, you've been with us for 20 years, so you know that we're all about innovating and our customers. And we have some exciting things coming with CRM analytics, community component through Salesforce Experience Cloud, and a Teams integration. What has that innovation and teamwork meant to you?
The team is really responsive. The Point of Reference has built features that I've needed, and they also do that, have a great board for teams to make recommendations and suggestions. Having a dedicated account director at my disposal when we need her every single day, every single week, meeting with her is something that I've had access to for 20 years, and it doesn't waver.
And I know that I'm coming up on time because I set it a time or two here. So I will say I put the profile at the end because Jeannie, I wanted to hear from you and your experience. But if you want to meet with us, you can certainly reach out and find us to get into the nitty-gritty. Thank you, everybody.